Hello and welcome to the Aramaic for the week. Today we are in Daniel 2:40. Now Daniel has been giving Nebuchadnezzar the interpretation of his dream. In his dream he saw an image with a gold head and silver shoulders and a bronze abdomen and iron legs and feet that were mixture of clay and iron. And Daniel has been giving the interpretation. The gold is the Babylonian Empire, deferring to Nebuchadnezzar. The silver, most scholars would say, represents the Medes, which means the abdomen is the Persians and the legs are the Greeks. And then the mixture, the feet that are a mixture of clay and iron, is the divided Greek kingdom of the Seleucids and the Ptolemies, with the Ptolemies in Egypt and the Seleucids in Syria. Now, there is another interpretation, of course, one that takes a kind of a later look and says the Babylonians are the gold head, but it combines the Medes and the Persians for the shoulders, and then we have the Greeks for the belly and the Romans for the legs. The reason why most go with the Medes being separate from the Persians is because when we go to Daniel 11, it's pretty clear that inductively the locus of Daniel's concern is the events surrounding the Maccabean crisis in the early 100s BC. And Daniel 11 reads just, like a blow by blow of the first century, early first century BC. The abomination that causes desolation being the desecration of the temple by Antiochus Epiphanes, the fourth, I think it is, from Syria. So inductively, we would go with the Medes being the shoulders and the Persians being the belly, and then the Greeks being the legs. And of course, this fits with the divided Greek kingdom that we had after Alexander the Great died. Okay, so let's dive right in. So we've had the Babylonians, and in 39 we had the Medes and the Persians. Now we're on to the fourth empire, the Greeks. So Malku Ravi'aa Tiheve Takifa Kafar Zalah. Okay, and a kingdom, so Malku is kingdom. In Hebrew, Malkut, it's a feminine word, but we left the tav off in Aramaic. And a kingdom fourth, so here's a kathiv kare. It's written defectively in the Masoretic text. It should have an aleph, but it has a yod, and the Masoretes didn't want to mess with what they inherited in the 900s BC, so they wrote it, even though they knew it was wrong, but they put the vowels of the what it should be. So the fourth kingdom, Ravi'i in Hebrew, the fourth, but the fourth kingdom, Ravi'aa, the kamatz hey matches the feminine here, fourth. And then will be, this is haya, the verb to be. The tav on the front tells me that it's imperfect, and it tells me that it's third feminine singular. It has to be feminine because the subject is feminine. So, and a fourth kingdom will be takifa. It'll be great. It'll be strong. Kamatz hey again matches the feminine. Adjectives need to match with the word they go with in both their gender and their numbers. This is feminine singular, just like Malku is feminine singular. It's an equal sign. The to be verb says this equals that. So it's going to equal in gender. It's going to equal in number. And the fourth kingdom will be strong. Kafar zalah, like the iron. So ka is like in Hebrew and Aramaic. Kamatz aleph is the in Aramaic, we know very well. Parzal, I forget what the vowels are exactly on that, but it's iron. So like the iron, and it's strong like the iron. Anyway, so, and the fourth kingdom will be strong like the iron. Kol kavel di, all because of that, or inasmuch as, something, this expression together means something like inasmuch as, parzalah, makadek, the kashel, kolah. All right, it will be hungry, it'll be strong like the iron, inasmuch as the iron, parzalah, the kamatz aleph is the, like the iron, in that the iron Mahadek. All right, so the mem has me thinking, this is a participle, a stem participle. And with the shava under it, I'm thinking D participle, the doubling participle. And in fact, we have a doubled second letter. The D stem in Hebrew is called the piel. In Aramaic, it's called the pa'el. The way I'm trying to remember that is that the basic stem in Aramaic is pa'al. If you switch the vowels, you have pa'el a little bit. That's how I'm trying to remember. So this is the pa'el stem. It's the doubling stem, and it means to put something in that state. So if hadek means to break, then the D of it is to put into a broken state or to shatter. Inasmuch as the iron shatters and breaks everything. So this is a pa'el participle, and it matches iron, so it's masculine singular, I believe. Okay, and is shattering the all. Called is all, and then kamatz aleph is the. This is also a participle. It is a participle. It's the G participle, the basic participle. Well, okay, never mind. But anyway, the vowels are kamatz and a seri for the basic pa'al participle, and is breaking. Inasmuch as iron shatters and breaks everything. Ukafar zalah, and like the iron, so and, I don't know why it's a sharuk, because that's not a bump letter, but anyway, and like ka, and then kamatz aleph is the, and like the iron, that ma'ra'ah, that is crushing kol ilain, everything, all these things. So again, we have a mem with a shava under it. I'm thinking that this is a D participle, pa'el participle. We have the pa. The ale we don't get because gutturals always mess up stuff. Gutturals like A vowels, and so I assume that's why this has got a patak instead of a. But anyway, just like iron that breaks, that crushes all these, it will cause to break and crush. Ta'dik v'teroa. All right. So this one here with the heric, we have a hint and the patak, we have a hint that this is actually an H imperfect. I think it's imperfect. Let me double check real quick. Okay, this is dakak. It's a geminant. It has a double kof in it. So anyway, but this is a hifil in Hebrew. It's a hafel in Aramaic. So it will cause to break and crush. So this is just a grundstamm, pa'al, the basic participle. No, it's not a participle. It's an imperfect. Ra'ah. This is ra'ah. Actually, same verb here as ra'ah. It's also a geminant, and so this is the tav of the imperfect. Okay, well, this has been the Aramaic of the week, and so the Iron Empire is the Greeks under Alexander the Great for sure. Well, we're getting close to the end of the interpretation of the dream in Daniel chapter 2.